Good morning. So I have to start out with a little confession. I found myself coveting this morning your pastor's hair and your worship leader's beard. Lord, forgive me for not being satisfied with my lack thereof of each. Good morning. Good to be here with you. Got to see a couple of familiar faces this morning. The Morrow family, the Sullins family. Our families go way back. We watched our kids grow up, and it's kind of weird because, back then they were like this tall, and now all of a sudden they're graduated college and married, and well, hence the gray. So thank you for having me here this morning. I am the CEO for Imagine Life Ministries, which is the parent organization for Choices Women's Center. Imagine Life, that is the partner brand, if you will. That's you, our church partners, our supporters. Choices Women's Center is the brand for our organization that serves the women and the men in our community who are finding themselves with that unplanned pregnancy and are looking for our services. So hopefully that makes a little sense as to the differentiation. We are one organization, but again, Imagine Life is the parent organization. And bottom line is we exist to come alongside of those people that are finding themselves with that unplanned or sometimes unwanted pregnancy. And we want to come alongside them and offer them hope and life-affirming choices. So I'm sure one of your questions is probably, how in the world is it that a man is leading a pregnancy center? Well, it's a personal thing for me. To make a long story short, I was conceived in rape on a college campus back in 1969. And were it not for the uncommon courage of my biological mother, and were it not for a ministry much like I'm working in today, I wouldn't exist. My kids wouldn't exist. A lot of times in our ministry, we talk about the ripple effects from the choices that we make. And I'm thankful that my mother made the choice that she had. She placed me for adoption and gave the gift of a son to another family. And look what I'm doing today. I got to meet my biological mother several years back. And I remember asking her, when I found out the circumstances behind how I was conceived, like, wow, how in the world did you end up, choosing life? And without hesitation, she said, because God so loved, he gave. I so loved, I gave. And that always blows my mind. So to tell you a little bit more about our ministry, so we have a couple of programs that we offer. Our medical services include pregnancy testing, ultrasound confirmation, and prenatal consultation. We also have parenting classes for those who choose to be parents, but they don't think they're ready yet, and they don't know how, and so they need folks to come along their side and encourage them and prepare them for that. We also offer abortion recovery Bible study program. As believers, we know that we're forgiven, right? But sometimes there's those follow-on steps of finding that healing that's needed and even freedom. And so that's a really critically important part of our ministry as well. And then our fourth program is our fatherhood program. There's so many young dads out there that they never had a good example of what a dad looks like. And now they are finding themselves, wait, what? I'm going to be a father? No way. I'm not ready for this. I can't. So they need men to come alongside of them and encourage them and empower them as well. So the problem is way too many people in our community are buying into the lie that abortion is their best and only option. It may surprise you to hear that Fredericksburg is the number 2 in the entire state of Virginia for the highest rate of abortion. Little old Fredericksburg, how can that possibly be? 1 out of every 37 pregnancies is terminated by abortion in Fredericksburg. It may also surprise you to know that here in King George County, 30 every single year, 30 babies never get to take their first breath. 30 women are wounded by abortion. So we've got a lot of work to do. At Imagine Life Ministries, we serve the city of Fredericksburg and the 4 surrounding counties, Stafford, Spotsy, Caroline, and King George. The good news is that we are making a difference. When we opened our doors just over 10 years ago, there was over 800 abortions from this planning district. And now that number is down to just over 500. However, when you do that math, I mean, that sounds like a great thing, right? It is. However, that just over 500 equates to about 10 every single week. So we've still got a lot of work to do. We celebrate the fact that we see about 2 clients every single week that choose life, and we see 2 to 3 people that make a spiritual decision of one kind or another every single month, whether it's coming to the Lord for the first time or it's returning to the Lord through this experience. We typically see about 600 clients every year, so that's how many lives we get to impact. And about just under half of those are what we call abortion vulnerable, meaning they're either abortion determined, they know what they're wanting to do, or they're uncertain. And then sometimes there's factors like being single and or unemployed, which are the 2 biggest drivers to motivate somebody to consider an abortion. We could not do the work that we do without ministry partners like you. So we're incredibly thankful for Thrive Church here in King George. We look forward to our continued partnership with you. If you would like to learn more about our ministry, you can find us on Imagine Life. Imagine is stylized IMGN. ImagineLife.org. We're also on Facebook and on Instagram and YouTube. So if you're not following us already, we encourage you to meet up with us there. I mentioned a couple of minutes ago a little bit about our fatherhood program, so I have a little short 2-minute video to show you. This was our big initiative back in 2022, and we're still in need of men who are able and willing to come alongside of some of these young dads and mentor them. And that can look a lot of different ways, but if you're interested in being a part of that program, you can meet me afterwards out at the table in the lobby, and I'd be happy to share more about that with you. Coming up on March 3rd, we have our big annual gala. That's an opportunity for us to showcase our ministry to our community, and so we invite you and other people that you may know that might have a heart for this kind of ministry to join us. Typically, a lot of churches will host a table or 2, and so I hope to see a table or 2 from Thrive Church there. So if you could turn your attention to the screen, please.